Good morning, children. I welcome you back to your information technology class. Children, we are going to revise chapter 4, computer memory and storage. Fine. Now, the thing is, you all know what is memory. Memory is a space where data and instructions that computer reads can be stored. Okay. And according to the memory, children, it depends that how your computer will work. If you are having more memory, more space rather, then your computer or mobile will work properly. You can see in your mobile when you have downloaded many apps or videos are there, images are there, and there is insufficient space, then you can see that your mobile is not working properly. Similar is with computer. If there is less space, then computer will not function properly. Now, like to measure distance, there are some units, right? Meter, kilometer, we measure that with those units, right? For memory also there is unit, and that term is known as bytes. Now children, 8 bits become 1 byte. So remember that. So bits is the smallest unit, okay, and byte is bigger than that. And bits denote one binary digit. Either it will be 0 or 1. So data is stored in 0 or 1, okay, and this is the space included in bits. So 8 bits will conclude 1 byte. Now there are other measurements here. See, 1024 byte will be equal to 1 kilobyte. Okay, 1024 kilobytes is equal to 1 megabyte. So like this, these measurements are there, and the highest is terabyte. Fine. Now children, computer memory is like divided into two parts. There are of two types, internal and external. See, internal is the primary memory. Why? Because CPU directly enters the value or takes the value, even data you can say, from this primary memory, and these primary memory are in the form of chips that is connected to the motherboard. You can see this now, this is a chip. So like this, there are chips that are connected to the motherboard. Now internal memory, see, RAM and ROM, these are divided into two parts, RAM and ROM. RAM is random access memory. The name it tells you that randomly it is accessed, okay, because it is stored, like the data is stored, whatever data has been stored can be accessed randomly, okay. Children, in RAM there are small units, okay. The memory is divided into small units called memory cells. Fine. So children, how does RAM works? Because RAM is the primary memory, so CPU first contacts this RAM only, okay. And remember this, that RAM is a volatile memory, means whatever, like till the time your computer is on, that for that time only the memory it will store. So let me tell you in detail a bit that in RAM, no, what happens, it is a short term memory. So if, like by chance, the current goes out and your PC or laptop switch off, then that if you have not saved any like file, then it won't be there when you open it. You must have seen that, right? Because if you are not saving it in a secondary storage, then it is just for short term memory. Till the time your computer is open, till that time only it is being stored, and that is stored in RAM, okay. Now what happens, whenever CPU gives instructions, okay, to get a data, what will happen, these instructions are loaded in RAM, okay. And how it is loaded, from secondary storage, it will come to RAM, okay. And from RAM only the CPU can access it. So that is why it is known as primary memory. First it will go from here, but how it will go, from secondary storage it will come to the RAM, and then from here CPU can load it, okay. Now the thing is, I already told you RAM is a volatile memory. So if you won't save it to the secondary memory, it won't be saved for a long term, it will be for short term. Fine. So this was RAM, children. There are few examples of RAM, like common types of RAM are there, SRAM, DRAM. Remember this, okay. Now next one is ROM. read only memory. You can only read in this memory, you can't write. Like in RAM children, what happened, like whenever the file was uploaded by the CPU and you make the changes, it can be rewritten also, okay, in RAM. But in ROM children, it is not possible that user can make any changes, because see here, if you can see this line, the instruction in ROM are burnt into the memory chips by using laser technology by the manufacturer, and that is only possible with manufacturer. So we can't do any changes. Fine. So read only memory, you can't change anything in this. And because it is non-volatile, means even if you turn off your computer, the memory, okay, the instructions, the data will be always be there, because they have already been burnt into the memory chips, okay. And that data always stayed in ROM. It is a permanent memory, so remember that. Now, one such program is power on self test. And what is this, children? Whenever we open a computer, okay, our computer goes through this power on self test. Mean when it checks all the peripherals, all the attachments that are connected to your computer. Fine. So this is power on self test, which you can't change. It has already been burned on the ROM. Okay. Now some common types of ROM are this: programmable ROM, erasable ROM, electrical erasable programmable ROM. Okay, so read this. Now next is cache. What is cache, children? This is also, children, another type of computer memory, okay, and it is faster than RAM. Whatever we are using on a daily basis, frequently we are using, that has been stored in cache memory, okay. But the thing is, you need to always clear your cache so that your computer works properly, functions properly. Fine. Now the thing is, how it works, children. See, I told you cache memory usually shows all the things that you frequently use, okay. So whatever frequently you are using, it is stored by it, and it acts as a buffer between CPU and primary memory. So it will be between CPU and primary memory, okay, between RAM, CPU and RAM. So before because you are using all those files and programs frequently, it will be easily loaded, okay. It will be easily accessible, so that is why cache is important. External memory, children, is also known as storage, okay. And the thing is, it is permanent storage. Why? Because you can store all the data, large amount of data here, and even if your computer gets switched off, it will be there. And why I'm saying it is of large amount, see, hundreds of megabytes and gigabytes can be stored here, okay. Now see, hard disk, the secondary storage devices example, say hard disk can store so much amount of data of your computer. Even USB, okay, USB, you have seen 8 GB, 16 GB, such a big amount of data can be stored here. CDs are one of these. Now floppy disk was a old way of using the storage devices, okay. Now we are using CD, DVD, and currently USBs, right. So floppy disk were earlier, before CD's invention. So this was small, these used to store small amount of data. That is why CDs and DVDs were introduced, children. Next one is, children, hard disk, okay. Hard disk is fitted inside the computer cabinet also. You must have like if you are having a CPU, if you open it, you will see a heavy kind of metallic disk, okay, that is coated with magnetic material. And it is available in various capacities. Mean a different kind of storage amount is there, small also, big also. And these are portable hard disk also. There are portable hard disks that you can connect externally from your computer, and you can carry it with yourself also, okay. Now CD, you know what is CD, compact disc. We can like burn our data into this also, okay. We can copyright it, we can copy from here also in our computer. So CD is also a storage device where we can store so many things like movies, songs, documents, right. And children, these are basically of 700 MB. That is just a space for one movie, okay? 700 MB like this. Or 2 MB, two movies you can save in a CD. Fine. Next one is DVD. This is digital versatile disc, and this is just little more, this has more storage than CD. Fine. It is having 4.7 GB to 6.5 GB of space. Fine. So this is more than CD. Then next is BD, that is Blu-ray disc. Blu-ray disc. This is having more storage than DVD. It is having between 25 to 50 GB. So you should remember all those things. USB flash, I've already told you how much amount of data can be stored. Memory card, yes. Memory card is like in your mobile also you put memory card, right? It is portable, small also, very, in digital cameras also you can see right now. Solid state disk. See children, this is also a storage device, okay, and this can replace the hard disk, because this one is outside the hard disk. Hard disk can be inside also, okay, and external hard disk are also available right now. This solid state disk, it has more space than hard disk, okay, and it can replace it. Fine. Now next is tertiary storage devices. These are those devices, children, where we can store those information that is occasionally used, okay, not in frequently we are not using that. So this includes magnetic tape, network server. Fine. Now magnetic cassettes, you must have seen that when we used to put in recorder and music used to play, right? Two holes used to be there, and one tape kind of thing used to be there, right? So that is magnetic cassette. Those kind of cassettes were there which we can use externally, and those were also used for storing music, right? Audios and all. Next one is network storage devices. Children, in this, like, multi-user environment is there, mean many users can use the storage at one particular of time. Like hard disk in USB, the person who is holding that hard disk or is having in the PC, that person can only use it. But in network storage devices, many users can use that information at one point of time, okay, from worldwide. So this is like multi-user, okay. These devices can be used as backup also and restore operations. And one example is web server. Children, web server can be like given as an example, like it is a computer where all the web pages are stored, right? So whenever you go to the web browser, like in Google, you go, you search, right? And these web servers, it will collect all the data which you want and it shows. So that is network storage device. Fine. Now next one is online storage. Okay, and online storage is, so children, with online storage, what a user can do, he or she can save your data on internet. Okay, for example, Google Drive is one of the options here. In your Google, with your Gmail, this is connected, so whatever documents you want to save, you can put there, okay, in your Google Drive, so that through the internet you can access it. Fine. So what you are doing, you are saving your data on the internet, but it will be only accessible by you from the authorized users, okay. So this is one of the example. Okay, now let's move forward. Oh, okay, chapter 4 is done. We'll go to chapter 5. Okay, next chapter is using clip art and smart art. Children, in Word, even in presentation also, when you're using MS Office, you must have come across this word clip art and smart art. So you know what is clip art, right? All the inbuilt pictures that are inside the computer are known as clip art, okay. And smart art are all the inbuilt formation, like cycle you want to show, any process you want to show, that can be done with smart art, right? So see, using Microsoft Office Word, you can create documents with text and with all this clip art and smart art. Okay. Now images, those are in the form of pictures or photographs, can be inserted in document. Okay. And images, extension, I will say, or the file format is .jpg. Okay, bmp, gif, there are many more, but these are the ones which we frequently use. Fine. Now there are steps, children, to insert a picture in your word file. Now for that you need to open your word file. You will go to insert tab. In illustration group you will find the picture icon. Okay, now in picture icon, when you click, children, you'll get this browsing dialog box. You will browse the file, mean you will find the file in your computer, and when you are satisfied whichever file you have selected, you will click on it. It means click on the name of the file. Okay, then you will click on insert. When you are done with this, you will see that image in your word file. Now what is clip art, children? Clip art is a collection of pictures or images that can be imported from a document, okay, or from another file also. And clip art images in media includes images, pictures, audio clips also, and video clips also. So be very particular, it is not just images, but audio clips and video clips are also important. Fine. Now if you want to insert a clip art in a word file, what you will do, children, you will go to insert tab, go to illustration group. Okay, again you will search. See here at the right corner you will get a dialog box. You will search for the file name. Like if you want pictures for computer, you will type computer and search for it. Whatever internal pictures are available for computer, related to computer, will be listed out here. From here, when you will select, okay, then you will see that that picture has been inserted in your file. Fine. So read all these steps and remember basic steps like these steps. No need of remembering this, you can learn it, that is not an issue, but you should remember all the key points of it. Fine. Now moving forward to the next topic, children. Next topic is applying picture style. Okay, now the thing is, you have inserted a picture or a clip art. Now there are further styling options are there. For that you need to select the clip art which you have inserted. Fine. When you have selected that, you will go to format tab. In format tab, children, there are so many options, like see here, framing is there. Okay, now picture shape is there, so you can change from here. Like here, picture style is there. There are predefined styles in clip for the clip art or picture. You will select any one of these. Like if you want this bold frame or this oval sphere kind of frame, so any one of these frames you can choose and you can apply to the your clip art. Fine. Now regarding smart art, children, smart art, what it is a graphical representation of your information and ideas. Now what does that mean? Like if you want to show the cycle of rain, so how you will show, like from sea, evaporation happens, then cloud formation happens, right? Then after that rain comes down again, so this is a cycle, right? Or either if you want to show a process of something, like process of tea making, right? So what you will do, you will take a pan, I mean just general instruction, right? You will take a pan, put water in it and sugar, tea, right? So all those things can be shown in process. Okay, and that can be done with smart art, children. And to add smart art, what you need to do, you need to go to insert tab, illustration group. Again you will find all those things like list, cycle, hierarchy, relationship. You want to show different kind of smart art is there, you can select from here, click OK, and that will be inserted, children. Fine. Now to add text to the smart art, if you have added all those things, then what you will do, you can add text also. How you will add, like here is the list. Fine. Wild animals, so you will write lion here, right? Panther. Okay, so all the wild animals list can be listed out, so you have to just click inside it, type it, and the text will be entered. Now see here, type the text you want in the text box to enter more than one line of text. If you want more, then what you can press shift plus enter. Okay, so this is how you can enter text in your smart art, children. Fine. Now if you want to change the color of your smart art, you need to select your smart art first. Fine, click anywhere on it. Then in design tab you will find change colors, and in change colors, when you click, this drop down will come with all the themes and colors, and you can choose from these colors, and whichever you choose, whichever you are hovering over, you will see those changes here. Okay, and you can select that and you will get the desired color style. Fine. Next is to change style of the smart art. That also can be done. How? You have to click on the smart art you want to change, then go to design tab. Okay, then in design tab, under this art tools option, you will get the design tab. Fine. And you will click on arrow button at the right edge, at the corner at the right edge you will click. Okay, and all the design, all the smart art styles will come here, list out here. You can choose from here. You will see the preview here. Whatever you are satisfied with, click that and it will be done. Fine. So this was all in chapter 5, children. I hope the revision was a good way to remind you all those things that has been done. Fine. Just a general instruction for your exam. See, children, for steps, write the main points. Okay, and don't write these small parts, it is not necessary, but the main steps are important. Okay, do write those. And whatever the exercise questions are there, learn that. True and false fill ups, learn that. Fine. But I can give fill ups from the internal part of the chapter. Don't think I will give a minute one. Like, I can give what is smart art, right? Smart art is like definition of smart art. I can give that, like here it is clip art. Dash is a collection of pictures, so answer will be clip art, like this. So the main things you have to read. So read the chapters thoroughly, then only you will get the answers. Okay. So this was all, children. If you have any problem by Saturday, please give me your queries and I will clarify it. Fine. Thank you and have a great day ahead.